Good morning. Today we are going to discuss the differentiation of a tensor. You are already familiar with some of the basic algebra of these tensor quantities. When you add two tensors of the same rank means same covariant and same contravariant rank, you will get a tensor of the same rank. And also when you subtract one tensor from another, if both have the same rank, you will get also a tensor quantity. Also when you multiply a tensor with another tensor, the resulting quantity will be a tensor. Now the question is, when you differentiate a tensor, whether the resulting quantity will be a tensor or not. Before going to the topic, I would like to revise some of the basic equations which you are already familiar with. Let us consider an n-dimensional space and let x1, x2, etc. up to xn be any set of coordinates in this particular space. We can consider another set of coordinates. Let these are represented as x bar 1, x bar 2, etc. up to x bar n. So x superscript I is one set of coordinates and some x bar, you have already used the letter I, so let it be x bar alpha, and x bar alpha be another set of n coordinates in this particular space. Then you can represent xi in terms of x bar alpha or x bar alpha in terms of xi. You are already familiar with the rotation of when you rotate a particular set of coordinate axis, how the relation between the new coordinate system and the old coordinate system. So in general, if these two are the coordinate system, you can represent the xi in terms of the barred coordinates, that is xi will be a function of x bar 1, x bar 2, etc. up to x bar n. So similarly, the unbarred coordinates, that is some x bar alpha, it can be you can form some equations in which the barred coordinate can be represented in terms of the unbarred coordinate system. So x bar alpha can be represented in terms of the unbarred coordinate system, that is x1, x2, etc. up to xn. So here the dimension of the space is n, so the I will be less than, you can start from 1 and it will be less than or equal to n. Similarly here the value of alpha varies from 1 to n. Now when you consider the ordinary coordinate system, that is if you consider some x, y, z, since these coordinates are independent, dx by dy will be equal to dy by dz will be equal to dz by dx will be equal to 0. In terms of these new symbols, you can represent it as dx1 by dx2 will be equal to dx2 by dx3 equal to dx3 by dx1 equal to 0. That is, you have replaced x with the x1, y with the x2 and z with the x3. So but the value of dx by dx or dy by dy or dz by dz will be equal to 1. So dx1 by dx1 will be equal to 1. So we get all these relations and we can represent it as some dxi by dxj. It will be equal to 1 if I equal to j, and will be equal to 0 if I not equal to j. So you can represent it in terms of the canonical delta ij. Similarly, in the case of the barred coordinate system, dx bar alpha by some dx bar beta will be equal to 1 if alpha equal to beta, and will be equal to 0 if alpha not equal to beta. So you can represent it as delta alpha beta, where canonical delta is delta means canonical delta, its value will be 1 when both the scripts are equal, that is I equal to j, its value will be 1, otherwise its value will be equal to 0. Now we can check this equation. So if you are using two different coordinate systems, xi and x bar alpha, then xi will be a function of the barred coordinates and the x bar alpha will be a function x bar alpha can be represented in terms of the unbarred coordinate system. That is, if you want to calculate dxi by dxj, what you have to calculate is, since the xi is a function of barred coordinate system, you have to take the partial derivative. That is, you have to take dou xi by, and this xi are functions of barred coordinate system, so you have to take the derivative of this function with respect to some barred coordinate system. Barred coordinates, let it be some alpha, so you have to take, you can return as dou xi by dou x bar alpha. Then you have to take the derivative of this dou x bar alpha with respect to dou xj. Okay, and its value will be equal to delta ij. Similarly, the value of dx bar alpha by dx bar beta will be equal to, here x bar alpha is a function of, you can represent it as a function of the unbarred coordinate system. So first you have to take the derivative of x bar alpha with respect to unbarred coordinate system. Let me use some another letter, some j, then dou xj. Then you have to take this derivative of this dou xj with respect to dou x bar beta. Of course, its value will be delta alpha beta. So in this way you can define the derivative of a coordinate in the barred coordinate system and unbarred coordinate system. So we have two coordinate system, xi and x bar alpha. Okay, when you define a particular quantity in this xi coordinate system, let its value be ai, and when you are defining the same quantity in the barred coordinate system, what we are getting a value a bar alpha. Then how can you define the covariant tensor? And this particular quantity is said to be a covariant tensor if they transform according to the law a bar alpha equal to dou xi by dou x bar alpha into ai. So this is the transformation equation for a covariant tensor. And suppose when you measure the quantity in the xi coordinate system, you are getting a value ai, and when you are measuring it in the barred coordinate system, you are getting a value a bar alpha. Then this quantity is said to be a contravariant tensor when they transform according to the law a bar of alpha equal to dou x bar alpha divided by dou xj into some ai. Okay, this is the transformation equation for a covariant tensor, and this is the transformation equation for a contravariant tensor. And you can consider a gradient as a prototype of this covariant tensor. Gradient means del will be equal to dou by dou x. So when you check this particular transformation equation, so when you are measuring the value of a bar alpha, you can see that the first term is del is dou by dou x. So here it can be written as dou by dou x bar. So you are measuring this particular quantity in the barred coordinate system. So the first term will be dou by dou x bar alpha. For example, if you are measuring the value of ai, what will be the transformation equation? Since gradient is a prototype, you can return as dou by dou is the xi coordinate system, so you can fix it as dou xi. And of course, you have to, in the unbarred barred coordinate system, you can define some another letter, let it be some dou x bar beta, then you can return as a bar beta. Or we can consider one more equation. Suppose you want to write the transformation equation of a bar gamma. So since it is the gradient is a prototype, the first term will be dou by dou x bar gamma. Because it is the barred coordinate system, you can write the first term as dou by dou x bar gamma. Now you have to fix one new coordinate, one more symbol here in the unbarred coordinate system. Let it be xj. Then you can return as aj. Or you can one more time you can write that what will be the value of some am. The value of am will be dou. This is the unbarred coordinate system, so it will be dou xm. Now you have to fix the another coordinate system. Let it be x bar sigma. then it will be a bar sigma. Or you are now, if you are representing the new coordinate system as like some dash, that is xi and x dash k, then you can return as the a dash k will be equal to here it is the gradient, that is means the first term will be dou by dou x dash k. Now you have to add one more time here, that is the new coordinate will be represented as xi, then it can be written as ai. So in this way you can write the components of a covariant tensor. Now coming to the contravariant tensor, you can consider velocity as a prototype, that is velocity is dx by dt, that is in the numerator you are getting the components in the same coordinate system. So if you are writing it as a bar beta, you can first time will be dou x bar, velocity is a prototype, so you have to return dou x bar beta by, now you have to introduce one more coordinates, let it be some dou xi, then you can return as ai. If we can write one more time, what will be the components of em? As you can see here, velocity is a prototype, so the first term will be dou x em divided by, now you have to introduce the new coordinates, let it be some x bar of alpha, then it will be a bar of alpha. If you are using some dashed coordinate system, that is some x alpha and some x dash gamma, you can return as the a alpha will be equal to, velocity is a prototype, so the first one will be in from the undashed coordinate system, that is dou x alpha. Next will be the another coordinate system, let it be x dash gamma, then the component will be a dash gamma. In this way you can write the components of a contravariant tensor. You just remember this transformation equation. Here it is represented in the case of covariant tensor, we are represented as the subscript, but in the case of contravariant tensor, you are representing it as the superscript. In similar way, you can also define the higher rank tensor also. And to conclude this basic part, you just remember two things. The first one is when you are considering two coordinate system, in the case of unbarred coordinate system, it will be a function of barred coordinates, x bar 2, and also in the case of when you are representing the barred coordinates, this will be a function of unbarred coordinates. Okay, but when you are coming to the components of the quantity, suppose you are dealing with some a bar alpha, then this a bar alpha, this will be a component of in a bar 1, a bar 2, etc. Or if you are considering some contravariant tensor like ai, then ai will be a function of a1, a2, a3, etc. So this is the coordinates, these are the coordinates, and these are the components of the tensor quantity. So when you are considering the coordinates, barred coordinates will be a function, barred coordinates will be a function of the unbarred coordinates, and the unbarred coordinate will be a function of the bar coordinates. But when coming to the components, the a bar components will be you can return as a bar 1, a bar 2, etc., and the ai you can return as a1, a2, a3, etc. So when you are when you want to take the derivative of the unbarred coordinates, you have to take it. You have to first take the derivative with respect to barred coordinates. Okay. So when dou xi by dou x bar alpha. But when you are taking the derivative of the components, that is, if you want to calculate the derivative of some a bar alpha, then you have to differentiate it with respect to the barred coordinates, that is some dou x bar beta or dou x bar gamma, like that. If you want to calculate the derivative of dou ai, then you have to take the derivative with respect to unbarred coordinate system, some xi or xj, like that. Now consider a covariant tensor a bar alpha. So its components will be dou xi by dou x bar alpha into ai. Now differentiate both sides with respect to, since in the left side you are using a bar alpha, if you want to take the derivative, you have to take the derivative with respect to barred coordinate system. So I am taking a derivative with respect to some x bar beta. So the term will be dou a bar alpha by dou x bar beta. There are two terms, so you have to take differentiation by parts. That is the differentiation of first function, that it will become dou square xi by dou x bar beta dou x bar alpha into ai. The second term will be differentiation of the second function, that is dou xi by dou x bar alpha into dou ai by dou x bar beta. But here the a is the component in the unbarred coordinate system, so you have to differentiate this function with respect to unbarred coordinate. So dou ai by dou x bar beta can be written as, first you have to differentiate it with respect to unbarred coordinates, that is, let it be some dou xj. Of course, then you can differentiate this dou xj with respect to x bar beta, because this xj is a function of is a coordinate in the unbarred coordinate system. It will be a function of barred coordinate system. So you can return it as dou xj. You can differentiate it with respect to a barred coordinate system, that is dou x bar beta. So dou ai by dou x bar beta can be written as dou ai by dou xj into dou xj by dou x bar beta. So when you rearrange these terms, you will get the first term is dou a bar alpha by dou x bar beta. Here the order is immaterial. You can differentiate first with respect to x bar beta and then with respect to x bar alpha, or you can first differentiate it with respect to x bar alpha and then you can differentiate it with respect to x bar beta. So you can written as dou square xi by dou x bar beta into dou x bar alpha into ai, and the second term you can make these rearrangements, and so the terms will be dou xi by dou x bar alpha. The terms are here on dou xj by dou x bar beta term is there, so that is dou x bar beta. Then you can write this particular term, that is dou ai by dou xj. Now you can check this particular equation. So when you take the differentiation of a tensor, whether the resulting quantity is a tensor or not, when you check the terms in this particular equation, here the term is dou a bar alpha by dou x bar beta, and here the value is dou ai by dou xj. This first component, that is dou xi by dou x bar alpha, actually this is a component of a covariant tensor, and the second one is also a component of a covariant tensor. But this particular quantity is not a covariant or a contravariant component. So due to this particular term, this equation does not transform like a tensor. So this quantity is okay, but due to this first term, the differentiation of a tensor is not a tensor quantity. So in general, the coordinate derivative of any tensor do not transform like the component of a tensor. So to find a derivative of a tensor which is also tensor, we shall first have to define some new symbols involving the derivative of the metric tensor G. So in the next class, we are going to define Christoffel symbols. Okay, thank you.